like like Sunday for the Western people, it's people here also. Many of occasions they do it on Friday, and also people they are visiting each other. But also still there are also other days people they do also occasion things and events and so on. But Friday it's like a mix, like it's family. It's family day.
Beautiful. Is that like a church day also, or do you go to the mosque, or is it a
Yeah, people go to the mosque. People go to the mosque every day. He is more people here more connected with the religion more than in the West countries. I have been in West countries, different countries. Maybe people there they only visit the church mostly on Sunday. And you can see it; it's full on Sunday. But no, here people also they are still go to other days to the mosque, but Friday it's more full. More people go there, but still also other days people they are because here people are more connected with the spiritual. It's a spiritual area, and people are more connected with the religion, and so whatever is no difference which religion, because this area it's religions where the religions is start and based.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
That's why they call it Holy Land.
say it again.
That's why they call it Holy Land also.
Yeah, Holy Land. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, I'm not religious now.
I know.
You know that, yeah. But I appreciate the time for spirituality. I try to make more time for that in my daily life, and I definitely think that would help us on the West to grow more, to have more time to connect with that.
No, but American people is still more connected with the religion more than the European people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. And thank you for the people who joined us and the people who will join us also later.
Yeah, welcome everybody. Thanks for being here. And I think I'll be able to post this on my page later. So hopefully people can watch it. I think this time maybe a lot of people are at work here. But hopefully people will watch the video recording later on. Welcome. Thanks for being here, Sandy. Okay, so I would love to ask you some questions about your poem, Freedom. And I know that you write poetry a lot, so maybe some of them are hard to remember, but do you remember when you wrote this poem, the Freedom poem?
Maybe almost like 2 years ago, I think. This is before the war.
Okay. 2
I
years.
think maybe maybe after, it was in January 2023. Yeah, before October.
Okay. Do you remember circumstances around the poem, or do you remember like where you were when you wrote it, or any things that kind of inspired the writing?
Actually, most of the poems that did write, or usually I am writing, it's in my room when I have my own space. In my room, usually. And sometimes uh, before I sleep, and before to start to write it down on a paper or in the computer, on the laptop, usually in the laptop, or so my head start cooking with ideas and thoughts, and so I start to organize the words and to connect it with each others. Then I write it down. Maybe I write it. Maybe I woke up Maybe I cannot continue sleeping. Then I do it because if I'm not there, if I'm not do it, maybe I will forget it. It's like it's like a form of the coffee.
Yeah.
So it's like form of coffee. So if I didn't catch it up and do it and organize it, maybe it will be disappear.
Yeah.
So I start to make it, and then maybe if it's need more work, so maybe next day morning I start to correct it or to edit it, and also maybe the other later days. So then I publish it. Sometimes I talk with people privately about the words, and because I'm not an English speaker, it's not my language. Because how I do the poems, sometimes I do the poems in two ways. Sometimes I do the poems in Arabic, and then I translate it to in English. And sometimes I do poems just in Arabic,
Mm.
and I have many poems still in Arabic and not translated. And sometimes I do it directly in English,
Mhm.
and it's not in Arabic. Also.
Mm.
And sometimes it's both. And because it's my English is not strong enough, and so sometimes I take words I don't know. Maybe I need some word. It's more creative, more powerful. So I start to try to find it in the dictionary or Google it. Or recently I start with use JB chat. Yeah, but I still have poems only English,
Mm.
which is not translated to Arabic because it's been written in English. And also, I have also poems written just in Arabic, and I didn't translate it. And I have poems that I have been already translated from Arabic to English, from English to Arabic.
Mm. Yeah.
Sorry, from Arabic to English.
It's cool how versatile you are and how you start sometimes in either language. I think that's so interesting and beautiful. I remember you.
Poem for me is like a message. Sometimes it's a message to translate my feeling, my emotions, and my thoughts.
Mm. Yeah.
Maybe sometimes I express some emotions and thoughts and feeling. Maybe I'm not express it. Maybe I'm not express it in my life or in public. Maybe I use the points as a way to reach out with the people and people hearts and thoughts and
Mm.
minds.
Yeah. I relate to that a lot. And also your process too. I often write poetry or songs at night, like before bed. Or sometimes, have you ever had where you wake up? Is this what you meant, where you wake up in the middle of the night?
By the way, the first time that I start to write, when I was in Israeli jail,
Yeah.
when I started, and that time I was in the age about 19 and a half, because Israeli occupation had been sent me to jail, and I stayed for 3 years. That is the first time I have been jailed in the Israeli prison. And I remember once when I started to write a piece of, let's just say it's like mix between poems and thoughts. I was describing my situation when I was near the window, and the sun was glitting my eyes and my face. And I start to describe this situation, and it was mix and emotions come to my mind at that time, the sadness things, and with connected with the good news of futures by seeing the sun igniting my eyes and my face, which is connected with the hope and the future and the freedom. And I call it also on that day, I call it also the freedom.
Mm.
And this, it's been written in Arabic, but then I translate it later to English. Was the first time that I start to write things. Then I wrote a poem which was like It's a romantic poem, let's just say, talking about women, beauty, and emotions, feelings. And that day I shared this poem with another friend of mine. He was a prisoner, but he was very close friend of mine that time in jail. And he didn't believe that it's that this poem that I'm the one who wrote it. He told me that it's been written maybe by Nizar Qabbani. And Nizar Qabbani is one of the most famous Arab poets. He's a Syrian and he's very, 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 very well-known person. And even many of singers, Arabs, famous singers, have been singing his songs. So he thought that it was written by him. I told him, okay, I challenge you if you can find any poem with these words. So come and tell me. Then, yeah.
And that was your second poem. That was right at the beginning when you started writing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just.
I was like 20 years, something like this, in that time.
Yeah, that's so beautiful.
But I'm old man.
Sorry, say it again.
Now I'm an old man.
I bet you can.
Hello, Noreen. Hello, Noreen. Good to see you, Noreen, here.
Oh, Noreen, welcome. It seems like you remember that vividly, though. I remember you've told me that story before of your first poem and the sun coming in the window in the prison.
Yeah, this is what was in the prison also. I did wrote some poems in the and thoughts in the prison there I was start from the prison I start this is where writing poems and thoughts. I was about 19 and a half and 20 when I start.
Beautiful. I want to read. My sister is watching. Angie. She says, knowing that your first poem was also freedom is very impactful. That common thread in your writing is powerful and beautiful. Yeah, I agree. And I'm so interested to read your first poem. Can you send it to me later, maybe? Maybe I can share it.
Yeah, of course, I can do.
That'll be really interesting to read the poem side by side.
Would you like to read it in Arabic also?
Oh, I wish I could. I want to
I do
say it. I want to.
I'm not sure if I translate it to English. I will try to find it. If not translated, I will do it and send it to you. No problem.
Oh, thank you. Yay. And maybe when we're on video with Dan, you could read it to us in Arabic because I would love to hear the original sound.
I will do it.
Thank you. I think this would maybe be a nice moment. I thought it would be nice, and let me know if this sounds good to you. I have your poem here. This is the one that I keep on my refrigerator. And I was interested in reading through it, just reading the stanzas and then hearing you talk about it a little bit, if there's anything you want to share about the lines or what they mean to you. How does that sound?
Say again, please.
Yeah. So I was thinking like I could read a stanza, like say the first section of the poem, and then hear like what that means to you and what you think of.
Oh.
Does that
sound? Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm reading the original poem that we made the song from. It has it's slightly different than the song. It goes like this. I'm offering flowers to every lover, for every lover of his homeland, for every lover of their humanity, despite the pain. So now
this is like a message of hope, a message of love, you know. So those people who are connected with their life, with their homeland, with the humanity, I offering for them like flowers, you know. A flower, you know, simple thing, but it has a lot of power things and meaningful things. The rose, the flowers. So that's why I'm saying I'm offering flowers to every lover. It's a call for people to love each others and to break the ice between each others, and also for those people, because also the lover is not only can be a woman. You love a woman. It can be a homeland. It can be simple things. You are connected with it. You like it and you love it and you are very connected with it. And also, if even those people who are in love, even they have pains and they have sad, forgives things. So those people who decided to come over these pains and to go ahead and to continue in their life, like what we when we see the people in Gaza, for example, people who living in a tent, and we see those kids, they are surrounded and still start to sing and singing and chanting and try to create a life above this is demolishing houses, and this is death that's created by the occupation. So this is like a call of hope for love or a better future.
Mm.
We try to stay positive and human.
Thank you. Thank you for expressing that, but more than that, thank you just for who you are and for being that in the world.
So it's a freedom.
Okay.
The freedom is very, very valuable.
Freedom is available. What a beautiful phrase. I want to just sit with that for a second. Yeah. Okay, I want to read the next section, which goes to freedom, like you're saying. I'm writing the name of freedom every day among the fields of hope, among the alleys of old houses, and write it on the sun. I'm laughing because I feel like everything you just spoke was similar to that stanza.
Yeah, and you can see the nature life comes with me. So I'm like a guy touring, you know, between the fields, this fields with blooming flowers, and also fields. It has old houses, you know, and the sun is coming from over the sky slowly, slowly, slowly. And above that, you know, after you have all of this is image, and this is imagination, you can see each things it's been prepared to the freedom, to put the freedom name above all of that, because all of these things in our life is have no any sense and matter without to have your freedom. Yani, it's what it's can help, or what its advantage if you are have a bird in very beautiful cage and he has no freedom. So
Yeah.
it's good to see all of these things is connected with each others, and above all of that, it's a freedom, because as I said, the freedom is very, very valuable things. No one can understand it only those people who are miss it in their daily life.
Only people who are missing it can understand how important it is as a primary need.
Yeah, it's like any sickness or any ills. When you are perfect, you not feel with only when you miss. If you lost one of your eye, you will understand what does mean that. Or when you miss one of your hand, even one of your fingers.
Yeah.
So you will understand more what does mean that to lose or one of the things from your body.
Yeah.
Or so the free. This is natural things. It's like I can say it's like material things, but without the spiritual, which is the freedom, it's nothing. So all is connected and all complete each other's. Materials without spiritual and soul, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And also spiritual, all the spiritual without materials doesn't work. There should be there are a balance.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes me think of I had sickness. I don't think it was COVID, it was like bronchitis, and it made it difficult to breathe very well. Like my lungs were, they just like wouldn't open like normal. And after that, it makes me much more grateful. Like I can feel more. I can feel the process of like being like my lungs opening normally and being able to like take the breath in normally. Whereas before it's just you take it for granted. You're feeling it, but you're not really in touch with what the feeling is like and how like pleasurable and important that feeling is. That's what that made me think.
I have a feeling. I have a feeling that the people who have extra emotions, emotionally and feelings more than others, sometimes become more sickness more than others.
I think you're right. I think that's right. I think especially, I think a lot of times, like when the world and the people around us don't make space for those feelings, like let us express it, it's like sometimes it gets trapped in the body almost and can create this sickness. Because I think, and I'm sure you relate to this and feel this as a poet. It's like it's important to have a way to express our feelings. Like the emotions exist so that we can like move them and create with them. So anyway, that's my thought about that. Okay, I want to keep moving through your poem. I feel like we could chat for a while. Okay, the next stanza is: the sun rises every day over the walls, birds chirping in the sky, announcing a new day, new hope, new loving spirit. Farewell to sorrows.
Yeah, the sun, because the sun, it's like an icon of the freedom. Sun, it's mean about future and hope. So this sun, it rises every day. Every day, this sun, it's come over the sky, and when the sun is come over the sky, so the sun always will be higher than the walls. Doesn't matter what this walls. Maybe this walls can be walls as what Israel occupation walls built, like the apartheid walls. It can be also a walls inside ourselves, like barriers, like psychology walls. Doesn't matter. This is what it can be. Something. It's we can see it, or maybe something we cannot see it, and the birds, when you see this is situation, sun is come to the sky every day. The birds also, because I remember when I was in jail, the first 2 days in jail, I wasn't able to know the day from the night that day.
Oh.
How I recognize it, because I was put in very small room, and it's like maybe 60 centimeter wide, and I cannot even lie on the ground because there are no space to lie, and it was no any holes to see anything. But I was recognized the day from the night by the birds. Birds, there were birds coming on a tree. I found out this tree later. This tree was in behind of the bird zone and very close. So when the birds start the day, they will come to this tree, and when they end their day, they were coming to this tree. So I took this image, and I put it in this poem. So, and the birds, it's also a simple things for the freedom, because the birds, when he fly everywhere. He go everywhere. The bird.
Wow.
No chance, no borders can stop him. So, and this is like when you see this is birds, as the birds that I was listening to them when they were coming to behind of my prison room. Those people, those birds announcing like a new day for me, a new hope,
Wow.
a new level of spiritual. Despite all of the sorrows or sadness things, to see birds always. So those birds was actually give me like more energy. So I use this story and put it in this poem, but no one they can know this.
Wow. That's so amazing to hear that story. And after, I've sung this line so many times now, 100 or more times, I think. And that's so beautiful. I think it's another thing in the West, right, is I think we're disconnected from the relationships with like nature. Like it's viewed as like, it's very like human, and then everything else is like whatever. And to me, that's such a beautiful, the story you're sharing, such a beautiful expression.
And this story from my real life,
Sorry?
It's a story from my real life.
Yeah.
That I.
Yeah, absolutely. And to me, one thing I'm hearing in it is the relationship you have with the birds. Like maybe you're in this cell and feeling, you're being cut off from a lot of relationships, a lot of probably the people who you love and want to spend time with. But there's these birds that you can hear. So at least, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sensing this like you have a relationship with the birds that's so like meaningful to your heart during that time. Does that resonate?
Yeah, and actually, was the room that I told you about it when I was jailed in it. It's still very small. Still one. This was for torturing, and it was the first nights I spent, and I wasn't able to know the day from the night, because there were no any space to see a light outside, and there were no any space to recognize what is the night, if you are in the night or in the day, only by the birds.
Yeah. I I hate that you went through that, but I'm grateful for the person that you are and have become through all of the experiences that you've had.
Yeah, part of my character, it's created by the occupation.
Yeah. Mm. Okay, I'm gonna read the next stanza. Although, I forgot. I was thinking when you were sharing about among the alleys of old houses. So I know you're also, as well as activist and poet, you are a tour guide in Hebron. I thought maybe would you like to share a little bit about that?
You know, we have the old town in Hebron, which is, the people who wrote about the uninhabited cities in the world, that consider Hebron is one of the oldest uninhabited cities in the world. Some even writers have been said that Hebron can be the second or third oldest inhabited city in the world, because Jericho, it's been mentioned as the oldest, and also Jericho in Palestine. They said it's Jericho, it's the oldest inhabited city in the world. So some said that maybe Hebron second or third. So generally that Hebron is one of the oldest cities in the world. We have an old town that is very, very, very beautiful. I hope that one day you get the chance to come to Palestine and to come to visit Hebron and to be my guest, so you can see that this is a place, the old town. It's a very old place, which is belonged for hundreds years ago, and. So when I go through, this is oldest houses, which is actually is talk about different edges of the history, because some of these homes it's been built in Ayyubi time, some of these homes in Mamluki time, some of these homes in Imperial Ottoman time, some of these places have been built in the Herodias time, like the Byzant or Roman time, and we have we have even right now we still have olive trees, which is belong for like more 2,000 years ago, since the Roman people, the Byzant imperial time, when Herodias has been a king.
Wow.
And like the Ibrahim mosque, like, because Abraham, when here it's everything's mixed, come together here, history, religion, everything. So when Abraham he arrived to Hebron, this has happened like 3,800 or 900 years ago, when Abraham came from Iraq, and he decided to still in Hebron, and he was bought a cave from the king of Canaanite. That time his name is Hebron or Afron, and now Abraham he buried with his wife Sarah in this cave, and also his sons Jacob and his wife Leah, and also Isaac and his wife Rebecca, and also Joseph later, because Joseph he was authoritating and he was the king of Egypt. Then they brought his bones after he passed away, and all of them they are buried in this cave. And Herodion, he has been built four walls to protect the graves, and when Islam arrived to Palestine, so it's used about 1,400 years ago as a mosque for the first time, because they put this is the walls which have been surrounded the graves, so they connected with a ceiling with a roof, and then it's used also as a mosque from that time. So all of this is the stones there. Each stone in this old town is talk about history. Each stone there speak Arabic, we say. uh, each stone there represented a very long of history. So when I go with the people, they're proudly talking about this city and about this history, and people have been buried in this city. It's a big honor for us to have such of those people coming and visiting this city and to learn about. And unfortunately, despite of this is a beauty that city it has, but our occupation also they put all their energy and efforts to destroy this beauty since they are split the city and divided, and they created a lot of apartheid things there. You will see a lot of checkpoints because when you walk through many military checkpoints, electronic gates, soldiers distribute everywhere. You are talking about more 2,500 soldiers in the city Al Khalid, and you will see settlers, colonizers, Israeli colonizers, which is supposed to be civilians, but they are not civilians anymore because they carry guns, shooting Palestinians, the humiliated Palestinians, protected with Israeli occupation. So you will see this both things. You will see as the situation is, it presents in the reality, and it's very complicated and emotional situation to see such of this situation here, and to see many people live in their homes as prisoners, as Israel consider them like just a numbers, nothing else. Hebron, it's I can say because I have been traveled to South Africa to learn about the Israel about the apartheid there, and I've been in Belfast in Ireland, Northern Ireland, also to learn about the apartheid there. But I can say that Israel, like here, Palestine or Hebron, especially in Hebron, Hebron is it's a museum of apartheid. It presents all the forms of the apartheid. You can think about it or. Because it's very easy to touch it and to feel it when you just come to here.
Yeah. I hope that I get a chance to visit before long. I would love to come visit. It would be really.
Yep. You are always welcome, and everyone is welcome. Just come, and you are welcome, and you will see that how much that Palestine, despite all of this is ugly occupation, how much is Palestine is very beautiful, and how much the people here very friendly and welcoming.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to convince me about that at all.
I'm not convinced, but maybe there are some people maybe watching us. They never been in Palestine, so it's a good chance to them to learn about it.
I guess that's just me saying I would vouch for that. My experience, my small experience with Palestinians is very beautiful people.
Thank you. It's our honor to hear that.
Okay, I'm gonna read the next stanza of your poem. Now we're on to hope shines in the face of a woman. Roses bloom from between her fingers, kissing the name of the freedom and embracing the sun.
Because this is struggle and this is revolution, and this rise cannot be complete without the woman. Because woman it has a big role in our resistance, a big role in our life. So it's always, if you read my poems, it's always talk about the woman. And about the, especially like the revolutionary woman. That woman, she is refused decisions. This is woman, she is refused. This is the handcuffs, to be handcuffed. And woman, she have the determination and the will to continue and to go over all of this is obstacles and sequences that she has in and she live in her life. And I use this some of these words in another poem, which is called Gate of the Sun. When I was describing a village that Palestinians activists have been created, this is village by the tent, because Netanyahu, he was announced, this was in 2013 when Netanyahu, he was announced a huge land to be a new settlement, and at that time we surprised Netanyahu. We were activists, women and men, you know. We were many, about 4 buses. We surprised Israel. The Israelis opened their eyes and they found out there are a new village has been exist in the early morning, and we were about 250 people in that time.
Wow.
Women and men activists. So this is, it's just like, you know, it's like grateful, and also it's like available things should be always repeated about the woman resistance role and what she's doing, because our life is cannot be complete without her exist in this world. And also she has a big role in the resistance, especially the Palestinian woman, you know. She has a lot of resistance and she's suffering a lot, because when you are talking about a man is in jail, his wife, she will be suffer. His mom, she will be suffer.
Yeah.
So always the women very connected in this is resistance, and they carry a lot. And sometimes they carry more than the man, because sometimes you will see a family, or will find a family that all the members of the family, the man, she lost her man, she lost the father, who maybe he is in jail, maybe he passed away, maybe she lost some of her kids, and she has to carry on this is message, and to continue. This is life, to feed her kids, to struggle for them, and to make them a big men in the future, with a men with messages and with futures. So the woman is like, you know, as I said, they are like roses, you know. Roses, woman, yani the roses blooming from between their fingers. It's about hope, a future. In another poems, I talk about them. They are swinging to us the dresses of the dignity.
Mm.
The women, they are sewing for us the dresses of the dignity.
Oh, beautiful. Sewing the dresses of dignity.
Yeah, this is another poem I use. This is also this expression on this. The poem that I wrote about Son of the Gate.
Whew. Yeah. Send me that one too, please, if you remember.
Okay, you have now two.
Yeah. Okay.
I still remember right now.
Okay, the next stanza is, in my life everything stops except it never stops. In my life everything is a moving revolution. In my life pain and joy live opposite each other in the struggle for life.
You know, I use sometimes I look like philosophy in my poems.
Like what?
Like philosophy person. Sometimes I look like philosopher.
Yeah. Yes, like a philosopher. Yeah.
Yeah. So I talk sometimes about like constructions things, contradiction things. When I talk like about this sorry, there are something happened here.
Okay.
So sometimes when I'm talking about like everything in my life, everything stops, except it never stops. You know, so it's like, I mean that the life is always moving. The life is, there are nothing static in the life.
Yeah.
There are nothing quiet in life.
Yeah.
And this is even physical law.
Yeah.
And also, when I'm saying about my life, everything is like moving revolution. because my life, since I'm struggling for everything in my life, so all my life is like revolution. I consider all of my life is revolution. And this is revolution. It's like living with me always. You know, in my life, pain and joy live opposite each others in the struggle for life, and this is normal for every human. Even you can see a person, he has a joyful, maybe the situation, all the situation or the environment we are living in now in a war that comes from Israel against us, genocide us, as I was described about Gaza. But you can see, and this is weather and this situation, which is very, very tragic situation and very sad. But also you can see also that there are people still married, and you can see they are wedding. Uh, so this is contradiction things between the good and between the evil, between the joy, between the love, and between the fun. This is life, and it should be continuous like this. So we are a people that we believe with the future. We are a people we believe with the hope. We are surviving and feeding our soul with this. This is hope, and this is positive things and energy to continue life, to continue our struggle, to continue separating. This is a message for all over the people around over the world that the Palestinians people, they are a people of message of life, as some poet said that we are teach life, sir.
You teach what?
As a poet said, one of the poets said, I think she's Rafif Ziadeh, she said, we teach a life, sir.
We teach a life.
So,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm a life. You teach a life.
sir, sir, mister.
Oh,
We,
yeah. Okay, sorry. Now I understand. You teach
yeah,
life. Yeah.
yeah, we teach a life. This is it's a poet. Her name is Rafif Ziadeh. She was used this as words. So I am just equate her words. It means that we are like a phoenix bird. We are a phoenix, the bird phoenix. We are continue renewing our energy, our souls, our spiritual, our energy, and to keep flying despite all of this tragedy situation and all of these killings and genocide. So we are, you know, what Jesus said in the describing the Palestinian. He said, "You are the salt of the earth."
The salt of the earth. Yeah. Beautiful. I love how you said you
Like that, it's like just to see, just to show you that we love the life. We don't want to say we are choosing people. Okay, we are normal people. We are normal. We are not choosing anymore. We are normal people, but we have we have energy, we have determination, we have uh, things or energetic things that it's always produce more energy to continue as positive as we can.
Yeah. You water your soul with hope.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. Okay. The final stanza says, I embrace the sky of freedom as a woman, tall with dignity, mercy, and love. And with a touch of it, life comes back to me. Hope blossoms and grows morning flowers.
Yeah, it's again, you know, this just maybe it can be like a conclusion for what we have been mentioned before, that uh, I embrace the sky, because when you talk about the sky, something is very high.
Yeah.
And when you want to reach something out, you always dreaming something very far or something very big, valuable. I don't know, the sky sense is very big and blue, and you see when you make, even when yourself, you make like yoga or reflection, you look at the sky. Many thoughts come to you in your mind, and many feeling and emotions, as when you look for the sea sometimes, because sometimes for me, for example, sometimes since I cannot go to the sea, and the sea is controlled by the Israelis, sometimes what I do like I am lied on my back and I look at the sun and consider the sun is like a sea. Uh, uh, so because the sky is very huge things, it's very big things and very far and big valuable. So I look the sky is like I'm embracing the freedom, like the freedom as woman, uh, like woman. When talk about woman, she has like a toll of dignity, toll of dignity. So we are talking. You see that there are many contacts connected with each others, and all of these things. It's very powerful and big, valuable things. When we are talking about sky, freedom, and woman together, all coming, and the dignity. So I try to connect it all of this, because all of those big these things, it's a big word in our life, and a touch comes back to me. يعني I feel I touch it. يعني I mean I feel I touch it, and I want it to come back, something like to come back to me, and like hope blooms and grows. Hope, the hope blooms and grows. So these things I needed to like to keep blooming, to keep growing, morning flowers.
Yeah. Morning flowers. Beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you.
The morning is a start another day.
Say it again.
With the morning flowers, we're going to start another day, and it's go so on like this, the situation.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything stops except it never stops. Yeah. That's so beautiful, Badee. Thank you. I've learned so much about the poem through this conversation. It's so nice to understand it more deeply.
Thank you for all your support and for your humanity and for all the things you have been done and you are doing right now to bring more hope, to bring better future, more awareness, because this is words also bring more awareness, more stories, more hope, uh, more determination and will. And it's a message of freedom, justice, and love, and humanity for all the people.
Well, I feel very grateful to you for just letting me hold space to share your story because it strengthens my heart.
Thank you very much, because you have a sweetheart. You are saying this.
Thank you. Before we get off, I wanted to just invite our viewers to send a donation to your GoFundMe. And I don't know if you would like to share a little bit about the financial situation there and just how far it goes to get some help with it.
Surely, Actually, I started this is idea. I was supporting a family in Gaza and some other families here in West Bank, and including my family, sure.
Yeah.
And the family that I have been support in Gaza not able. No one able now to transfer money from West Bank to Gaza.
Oh, no.
So part of the money that I have been used to make for them three passports, and I have been already did these passports, and I sent it to them. The passports in Egypt, waiting for them to get out after this is war stop, and when it's Rafah bridge is open, and some part of it also goes to families that I am support here in West Bank, some of them in Ramallah, some of them of Fibra, in Al Khalil, including my family, as I mentioned. So, because the financial situation here is very hard for people, many people have been working inside Israeli markets. We are talking about more than 300,000 people have been working there. They are lost their jobs. And also the Palestinian labor market here is very limited, and it's been affected by this is war. You are talking about 70% of the Palestinians, they are employees. My kids, all of them, they are not working except one of them. He went to work, which is Israel considered it's illegally, and he is a risk. So if he catch by the Israeli soldiers, he can be in jail again. So the situation financially actually is very hard for the many Palestinians people and families.
Yeah.
But we keep rooted in this land as much we can, and by the support of the people from over the world to raise the awareness about the Palestinians and to support them. It's this is keep the Palestinians more powerful in their struggle, and also they give them more energy to continue and to be more rooted in our lands here in Palestine.
Yeah. So I'm hearing, well, for contributing to the GoFundMe or any links that I'm sharing on my page, I just feel you're supporting so many people in your community. You do so much in the community, and so that money is touching a lot of lives, and that it brings people not just the sustenance, but also the hope that you're talking about. And that as well as sharing any money if you have it, sharing the story, sharing your cause, sharing what's happening is also uplifting people. So encouragement to anyone watching that it makes a difference, and yeah, sending appreciation.
Yeah, thank you for that you highlighted, and thank you for all the thank you for to this is live, which is you give me an opportunity to express more my thoughts and my words and my feeling and my emotions, and explain things. Maybe it's been not maybe clear enough, and I hope that my language was very clear for people.
I think it was great. I think it was great. I asked you just a couple times to clarify, but I think everything was easy to understand.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
We are just learning from each other.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sending a big hug across the world to you.
Send it back to you, and also I send a big hug for all the people who have been watch us, and I want to say thank you for you all that you have been able to follow up with us, and I hope that we can do this in the future, and we can see also more people join us with this live chat.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I hope you have a wonderful night and that you rest well. And I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Okay.
Big hug. Bye.